Batesville sounds like some rape drug. Rape fondlement.
With me today is Mayor Rick Fledderman. Mayor Fledderman, tell us how one can get the most out of their visit to Batesville.
Batesville is one of the best kept secrets in Indiana and in fact in the Midwest.
A small town is reeling today after more information surfaces about their mayor and a prostitute. Good evening, everybody.
Lord.
The mayor of Batesville,
Wait,
Indiana,
was that second guy the prostitute?
Today after being charged with one count of patronizing a prostitute.
At City Hall, employees told me the mayor wasn't there, hadn't called in, and they didn't know how to reach him.
Very bizarre, you know, you think if somebody gets caught with a prostitute, it's going to be a woman, and it's real surprising.
What is happening?
The state's affidavit. In
What
early
drugs
June,
did I
his
take?
wife out of town, a possibly drunk mayor, contacted
He looked like a
on an
ferret.
internet website.
He bought him? He pays for him?
When the admitted prostitute arrived, the mayor, clad only in a robe, stretched out naked on the sofa where the two had oral sex. When the mayor paid Stevens,
You gotta massage the top part, 'cause that's where it hurts the most.
Badge, and they allegedly spent the next few hours discussing politics. Stevens,
What do you think about Afghanistan?
claimed to have saved a DNA sample from the mayor on a paper towel. A few days later, he contacted the mayor demanding more money. They met. The mayor admits paying Stevens $250 plus gas money, but says Stevens wanted $500. On July 19th, Randy Stevens walked into Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis and said he'd been sexually assaulted by
The
the
alleged
mayor of
prostitute accused of being hired by Batesville Mayor Richard
Is that
Fledderman
Gargamel
is
from the
speaking
Smurfs?
out.
So when I get there, he has a blue or white robe on. I don't know what type of robe now.
Blue, white, green, red. We don't know.
I know there wasn't anything on underneath it.
In an affidavit, 42-year-old Randy Weigel Stevens says Fledderman called him for a massage, but during
Hey,
their
come on,
encounter,
Wiggles,
after
can you come give me a
dodging
massage?
kiss, he says the 60-year-old forced him to engage in oral sex.
If I had given him, then that would be a fair charge. Yes, I agree. But I never did.
Dude, looked like a carny, man. He looked like he worked at the Ferris wheel.
Fledderman tells Indiana State Police everything was consensual, adding he performed oral sex on Weigel Stevens as well.
I come around the corner and I seen the mayor's badge because he was getting $170 to pay me.
The money
When
after
people have
the
to
fact
obey
is
that
among
badge.
the areas where the two men disagree. Fledderman says Weigel Stevens called him, claiming to have DNA evidence and was going to tell unless he got $500 in hush money. Weigel Stevens told police he only asked for $250, what he was eventually paid. And he says it was for an extra 2 hours he spent at the mayor's house and nothing else.
A strangled weasel.
That dude looks like not well.
Leave now. He got on top of me. I mean, I struggled and struggled and struggled.
It doesn't look like Wiggleman struggles that much.
He probably wiggles.
Nightmare.
But I doubt that he struggled.
Intimidation and extortion is when you ask me for thousands of dollars. I didn't do that. I asked him for what he owed.
If I'm okay with my husband making money,
Dude, look at
however
this dude,
he chooses,
man.
it's his life. I want him to be happy. Then that's none of my business.
Do we live in the same country as these people?
Stevens says he isn't concerned about the charges of prostitution, but the felony Weigel Stevens is facing for not disclosing his HIV positive status.
So nobody was ever at risk. So why he's being charged?
I feel like there's a lot of
We have
inbreeding
his
going on
labs
in
from his
Batesville.
doctor showing that he's undetectable.
There is a witch hunt for gay people in the state of Indiana.
No shit.
Now, police call that hush money extortion. One of the charges Weigel Stevens is now
sentenced to more
facing.
than 2 years of probation for hiding his HIV positive status from the former mayor of Batesville, Indiana.
For sex resigns today. City Council member Jean Lambert is now the interim mayor of Batesville after Rick Fledderman stepped down.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
Man, I never want to go to Indiana, man.
No.
Like, judging off of these people, it's like, everybody looks creepy as shit.
Welcome, Political Fiction Theater, the breakdown of Indiana Mayor
Rick Fledderman.
And his
Interesting.
Gay lover. Gay. No.
No, he was a client.
Client.
The mayor was a client
Right,
of
right. Okay.
a male massage therapist.
So his wife leaves to visit the sister. He then calls for a massage. The mayor ends at the door in only a robe. The massage therapist says he was jumped upon.
Yeah, well, after the massage, I guess. Apparently.
And then they fought about $250.
Yeah, well, you should always negotiate your fee beforehand.
Right.
You know.
The mayor wanted to give him $100.
You don't provide.
The mayors
the
are always
goods.
cheap. These politicians, man,
Yeah.
they're cheap. They want everything for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and this guy legitimately came up with apparently had a website business, and he traveled. He got $10, or I think it was $10 for traveling, or $20 for traveling. I mean, he's getting $9.
And the husband, he agreed to it.
Yeah, well, if he wants to make money that way, that's his business.
Yeah. I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing that really gets me is this guy said a affidavit that, well, I was consensual. I gave him sex too, or I gave him we had oral sex too. The mayor could on the affidavit.
But you know, I mean, that's okay if consenting adults want to do that thing. You know, from my vantage point, it doesn't look like an activity that's very appealing to me that I would want to be involved with
Right.
either of those two individuals. But
Right.
they found each other, they were enjoying each other's companionship, and there was money involved. Apparently, not enough.
I mean, it's almost like these guys, two idiots. I mean, really.
They're just lonely people. I don't think you should be passing judgment upon their
I
mental
can't help
capacity.
it. I cannot
Well,
help it.
you can't say that because each one of them actually had a mate.
Yeah.
You know, the mayor was married, and so was the.
That's true. So this
Yeah.
is
Wiggleman.
purely recreational, I guess.
Well, I don't think it was. I think it was a business.
What kind of business?
Like his husband said.
Business
you
and
know,
recreation.
If he want to, make money, I don't disapprove of it.
Well, I think there was shakedown is where it got bad. I think he was looking for after he came with the DNA on a paper towel.
Yeah.
Sound like it was pre-planned. I wouldn't want to carry some DNA around.
No, man.
I wonder
that
if it
don't
would
sound interesting.
Could you send that DNA to Ancestry.com and have that broken
man.
down? Does that work? I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder what Ancestry.com actually
Well, you
gets
know,
on some of that
they
DNA.
actually ask you to send spit.
Well, you're far from it.
Well, I think there would have been 2 DNA samples in there because.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm wondering, did the male prostitute or whatever name you want to give him, was he aware that he was with the mayor?
I think he was.
He was afterward. He said he looked.
It was
around,
afterward.
Yeah, he looked around the corner when the mayor was getting money or a check for him, and he saw his mayor's badge.
Yeah.
So that's when he became aware of it.
Yeah.
So it was a shakedown from that point on.
Yeah, I think so. I think what happened was he went back, like, if the mayor, I can, he wanted $500. Come on, guy. He came back, he wanted $500, and then the mayor's so stupid he pays $250. But what's he gonna do? Hey, this guy's holding me up. I just had sex with this guy, and my wife was out of town, and he's holding me up. What's he gonna run to the sheriff? Well, I can't really do that. This guy knew it, and he would have probably kept going. That's my guess. But
You mean asking for more money?
Yeah. I mean, so he's it's an easy.
The mayor, he just had to know that this could not end well.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he thinking?
Now, there's a little bit of more of a backstory to this. He, Wiggleman, or what's his name? Wiggleman?
Weigel
Stevens.
Yeah.
Apparently ends up going to the sheriff in Batesville and files a complaint on the mayor on this, or goes to him and discusses it with him. The sheriff doesn't do anything. Goes to the mayor and says, hey, this is what's happening out here, That's why he goes and checks into the hospital or wherever he was and said he was sexually assaulted. So this guy was, he had, was following through on his threat. Hey, you're not giving me the money and this is what I want. And apparently the paper towel, after he paid him the $250, he gave the mayor the evidence. And apparently the mayor said there was nothing in this container and he threw it away. What's true is who knows.
Was it a brawny lad?
I don't know. I don't know. He could have
Bounty.
I mean, this guy is another one. I mean, man, I think my head's gonna explode. I'm thinking, all right, whoa.
But it's just pretty bad.
I thought this was real bizarre.
It's pretty straightforward in that somebody provided services, and then there was a disagreement as to what the expense of those services should be. But it's when you start to delve into the details of what the services were that things get strange. Otherwise it's just a straight argument over a financial transaction. Well, maybe not a straight argument, but you know what I mean.
We don't know the law of the particular municipality, but one would think that admitting that you're a male prostitute or whatever you want to name yourself would be against the law also.
Well, I think soliciting a prostitute is also against the law. Now you got a mayor soliciting a prostitute if that's how it's going to.
So both of them, should get fined and go to jail or something. I mean, if you look at it,
make them get married.
He's already married.
Make an honest man out of him.
Both of them are already married.
Move them in next door as neighbors. Hey.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's bizarre.
Well, the mayor and
you would expect that a mayor, a public official, would be capable of a little bit better behavior than that.
Right.
I mean,
Man, I don't have much hope in those guys. I mean, really.
I know, but
I think they're like
you're not talking about all of them.
Well, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the elected officials. I'm really a little bit selective on who I actually would trust. I mean, I have a little.
But every time they get caught, they say, "Well, we should be held to a higher standard."
Yeah. Of course,
as though they ever live up to it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a press conference where he would come before the community with his wife standing next to him, explaining to
which one?
The mayor.
Oh. Now, were the other two? Were they both husbands, or is one of them?
Yeah.
Was one of them?
One of them a husband, and I guess
was one referred
I guess
to
the
as wife?
guy that was with the mayor seemingly that's the wife.
He's the wife.
Yeah.
Because I've seen situations where people refer to each other as husband and husband or wife and
I never
wife.
heard that.
No, I think that's fairly common actually.
Yeah, I would just love to see the press conference of it. How would she keep a straight face?
That poor woman. I actually feel sorry for her. I mean, Mike, you think about the family and all the. I mean, just take the political part of it out. Just the whole thing. I mean, wow.
How do you explain that?
Well, and the fact that it happened in Indiana. Indiana is such a conservative area.
Right.
I mean,
well, that's usually how it goes, isn't it?
Although that is where Larry Flint came from.
Yeah.
He came from Indiana.
Yeah.
So
only you would know that.
I think. The tighter you put that lid on.
Yeah.
The more when it starts to seep through the edge, it's really strange stuff boiling out.
What was a senator? His wife worked for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, that was Weiner, wasn't it?
Weiner.
Oh, Anthony Weiner. Yeah.
And you remember when he made his statement to the press, his wife was standing up there.
Yeah.
I
guess she's kind of giving up hope on him now, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So this kind of, I mean, that's I would hate to see that, but then you look at this, the mayor standing up there trying to discuss his relationship with.
They interviewed one of the aldermen, and I mean, the guy was just like a deer in headlights, like, well, we're going to examine this, and we're consulting we're consulting our attorney. I mean, what do you say, man? I mean, these guys got to be like, what happened? And then apparently he resigned. Yeah,
only.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Well, thanks for the laughs. I don't know what this one here is another one that they just keep getting more bizarre as you go.
Yeah, it's true. And I think the more conservative an area is, the funnier it is, because not only is it out of character with what the community declares itself to be, but it seems like they got the really bizarre stuff coming out of there.
Yeah, it's so under the sheets, man. That is like wow. When those sheets get rolled back, it's like.
Yeah.
Wow. They'll complain about everywhere else in the country, but man, sometimes it's in your own backyard, and it's a good example of it. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Onward to the next one.
Thanks. Gentlemen. Thank you.